Well, it has been quite a long time coming, but I finally get the opportunity to take my favourite train unit, 170 428, all the way up to Inverness following a misconnection last year. Favourite train type, spectacular views, and decent weather conditions. It can't get much better than that. Come and join me as we take 170 428 from Glasgow Queen Street to Inverness on the Highland Mainline. Let's go!
Hey everyone, Reese's Trains. I am back in Scotland for the first time in 2025, and right behind me is Glasgow Queen Street railway station. Now, I wanted to come back to the Highland Mainline, and there's one reason why. Been checking allocations, 170 428 is set to do the 0707 Glasgow Queen Street to Inverness service today. Now you're going to be thinking, how on earth did I get up here? Did I stay out, or did I catch a bus through the night? Well, I catched an early morning bus up here. It's got me to Glasgow for about 6:30 in the morning. It's currently 6:30 on the 28th of February, and I'm back here in Scotland outside of Glasgow Queen Street. So, without further ado, I'm gonna get something to eat and then we're gonna head to Glasgow Queen Street. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this Highland journey today is gonna be my favourite turbo star. So if you're ready, let's go.
It's a very short walk into Glasgow Queen Street, and I have to point out how nice the refurbishments are in here. I think the station was refurbished a few years ago.
Right, so I'm in Queen Street, and I've got to say, the station looks really nice. I don't know why I didn't comment on it before when I've been here. Maybe it's because when I was in the rush when I came down from Aberdeen last year, and also from Dundee, decided to get up to Central. So yeah, nice to spend a little bit more time here, and we'll see what happens very soon. Now I'm keeping my fingers crossed. 170 428 will show up very soon.
It was a bit of a nerve-wracking wait as I was waiting for the 0707 ScotRail service to Inverness to show up. It was soon after time to go to the platform for the moment of truth.
Here comes my train. Is it 170 428? Is it 170 428? Come on, come on, come on, reveal your true colours. Reveal your true colours. Yes, it's 428. Yay, so happy to see you. Fab. Now, I wonder if there's going to be any seat reservations on this service, but I already have a seat reserved, so we'll see. So nice to be back on this unit. Right, so 170 428. This is going to be the train that's going to take me all the way to Inverness. So as I said, we're going to sit here now and just wait to depart. Now, they have put the reservation stickers up on this unit, so that's good. Because obviously last time I did the service last summer, there were no reservations. So the guys just come down, put them all up. But at least I've got my table seat, which is fab. So I'm going to be really excited for this trip. I really am. Really happy to be back on 428 as well. So this is going to be really great. Should also mention I've also brought along some Harrogate spring water, so this is going to come in really, handy for the trip as well. Being on a turbo star, so it says Harrogate on it, but on the line towards Inverness.
This train is for Inverness. This train will call at Stirling, Leamington, Perth, Dunkeld and Burnham, Pitlochry, Blairapple, Dalwhinnie, Aviemore, Aviemore, and Inverness. The next stop is Stirling. Passenger safety information notices are located throughout this train.
And the good news is we leave Glasgow Queen Street bang on time at 0707, and we already passed Eastfield Depot where this unit came out of this morning. To be honest, I was kind of surprised how quiet this train is. Normally the Inverness services get pretty busy. Maybe because it's the early morning 0707 service, which I'll talk more about a little bit later in the vlog. As we go through the triangle at Larbert Junction, I have to say this part of the journey really feels like the Airedale and Wharfdale line in Yorkshire between Leeds, Bradford Forster Square, Ilkley and Skipton. It just feels very similar with the electrification between Edinburgh, Glasgow and Dunblane, and we're travelling through it. It just feels somewhat familiar to me. though the weather's a bit misty this morning, there's still some lovely views as we get closer to Stirling. We soon after make our first stop at Stirling. If you remember last year, I boarded this exact service with 170 433 right after coming from Edinburgh way, even though the service was still pretty quiet at this point, which I didn't expect. After passing Bridge of Allen and Dunblane, we are about to exit electrification. It does feel a bit like Skipton here, where the electrification ends right after leaving the station. Definitely Airedale and Wharfdale vibes up here. Not long after leaving electrification, we get some gorgeous views of the countryside out here. We now make an additional stop at Gleneagles. Unlike last year, more services now do call at Gleneagles station, which it didn't before. Before we got to Perth, there was something I've not heard for a long time.
Good morning to the next stop on the service is Perth. Any customers for Dundee or Aberdeen or any stations nearby, please change at Perth.
The last time I heard that manual announcement chime was on the Harrogate line. I really missed that. Of course, Northerns have now been changed to train effects, so it doesn't do it anymore. But here we are at Perth, and we are afterwards going onto the Highland Mainline. I am so excited for this. Upon leaving Perth, the train still wasn't too busy, so I wasn't complaining. As we're beginning our journey north of Perth, I better tell you more about this amazing railway line. The Highland Mainline starts in Perth to the south and continues all the way up to the city of Inverness in the north through spectacular scenery. It is the main Highland route, hence the reason it's called the Highland Mainline. There are 8 stations on this line, all managed by ScotRail. The line is mainly operated by ScotRail's Class 170 Turbostars, HSTs and occasionally the Class 158 Express Sprinter Diesel multiple units. Also, LNER and Caledonian Sleeper use the route services between Inverness and London. However, you'll see very soon why I love this railway line so much, and being on a newer 170 set really makes this line a blessing. At the station of Dunkeld Burnham, there are some platform improvement works happening to make the station more accessible. The current platform uses steps in order to board the train. And we also had to stop here for a time to wait for a delayed Inverness to Edinburgh Waverley service to pass. We were scheduled to leave at 8:34. We're now going to leave late because obviously there's a southbound service to pass and they're running behind schedule because it's single track up ahead. So we're going to be stuck here for until about 8:42 until they come through. So single track, that's why. Apparently the departure board said the service was delayed due to overcrowding, but was this the case at this time of morning? Absolutely not. I did have a look through the windows of this older 170 set and it wasn't too bad. And I have also been on this unit before, 17413 from Inverness to Aberdeen. I did a vlog on it last year, so check it out if you haven't seen it already. Thankfully, we were back on the move a short time after. If you're enjoying this vlog so far, then hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with new content. We arrived into the lovely town of Pitlochry and the station. We did pick up a few more people here, but the train was still nowhere near busy. Of course, it wouldn't be the Highland Mainline if we didn't go through some woods along the way. We make a brief stop at Blair Athol, and after Blair Athol, this is where the scenery is supposed to get epic. Sadly, as we begin the climb towards Dromocta, the weather starts closing in a bit. Thankfully, after a little bit of patience, the weather did clear again.
Right, I've just come up to stand by the vestibule here because I wanted to have a look out this side. The views are just spectacular. You certainly don't get this on the Harrogate line or the Sheffield to Scarborough via Hull. I mean, this is just changed being on a turbo start, but no, it's so pretty out there.
As we cross into the Highlands, the weather did begin to clear, so I'll let you enjoy it from here. After going through some breathtaking scenery, we arrive at the beautiful Aviemore station. Definitely up there with my favourite stations in the UK, I think. Need to come visit here sometime.
The next stop is Inverness.
Right, I've just come into the vestibule and I have to say this has really been truly unforgettable. The scenery, 17428, and the lot, it's beautiful. I've really enjoyed this journey. It's definitely, of course, the Highland Mainline, one of my favourite railway journeys in the whole of the UK. Still need to try West Highland Line and probably be more scenic, but I'm going to get around to that soon. Of course, I mentioned this the last time I did this trip. Certainly a different world to Harrogate and Hull and Goole, wherever the turbo stars with Northern serve, and it's fantastic. I'm lost for words. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, still got a little bit of water left in this Harrogate spring water. Hey, nice to add a little bit of Harrogate into the mix. I say I'm on these all the time on the Harrogate line, so there you go.
If there's one thing that's not changed from last year, we pass Carbridge station without stopping. It's funny, because whenever I'm on a turbo start, we always pass Carbridge. Whenever I'm on a HST, we always stop at Carbridge. If you made it this far and enjoy my content, why don't you consider becoming a channel member or patron? All income received will be put back into creating more vlogs like this, and most importantly, keep the channel going. After blasting through some truly amazing landscapes, we are on the last leg to Inverness, getting some spectacular views of the Moray Firth. Now, I better talk about my experience today. As you know, the Highland Mainline is one of my favourite railway journeys. Being on a new 170 set, and especially 428, makes this railway even more special. I consider this part of the world to be my happy place, and I never get bored of doing this journey. The service wasn't too busy at all, and definitely no issue with free carriages. Now, I've been hearing people criticise the free car 170s being used on the Highland Mainline, but not me. If you want a quieter 170 service, always go for the 0707 from Glasgow Queen Street. This is because Inverness services through the day can get very busy, especially in the tourist season. I would always say avoid the 1007, it's by far the most popular departure. Despite normally being a HST diagram, it can sometimes get swapped to a 170 and can be a nightmare. If you want a quieter HST diagram though, go for the 838 from Edinburgh Waverley is my advice. On other things, I was so happy to find a way to reserve my fave 170 seat. I normally sit in this one on the Harrogate line, but to do it on the Highland Mainline is just incredible. Except for the weather dip at Dromocta, the weather has been lovely throughout and always makes this journey better to ride on. Total price was £36.75 on an anytime day rate with a rail card. A bit expensive, but I'd take it any day with my favourite train on one of my favourite railway lines. Like I mentioned last year, definitely better than Settle to Carlisle in my opinion, and I loved every second of it. I will most definitely do this trip again and make the most of the 170s here.
We are now approaching Inverness. Please mind the gap when alighting from this train.
And welcome to Inverness, the cultural capital of the Scottish Highlands. And at least I didn't get locked in this time.
And I've arrived into Inverness and we did it! 170 428 on the Highland Mainline, yes! Oh, I'm so happy we've got to finally take this unit after a letdown last year. Oh, fantastic! And to make things better, the ScotRail guard has allowed me to keep my reservation for my favourite seat. How lovely! Thank you so much, ScotRail. You're amazing. So, with that journey out of the way with, I am going to spend quite a bit of time here in Inverness now, have a little wander around. I mean, to be honest, I don't know why. It reminds me of Harrogate a little bit, except for the scenery, which is very different, but some elements of it do remind me of Harrogate for some reason. They're both happy places from what I've seen online, but yeah, Harrogate vibes here a little bit. Well, what a memorable day it has been in here in the Scottish Highlands. Finally taking 170 428 to Inverness following disappointment last year, and now I am spending some time up here. What a day! This is certainly going to be one to remember, and as I say, a massive thank you, you know, to ScotRail for today. They've been absolutely fantastic, and it's been so worth it. Finding a way to get 170 428 up the Highland Mainline to Inverness, and I finally did it. I am so happy. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, certainly going to be one of my favourites to remember. But yeah, that's going to be it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. I've had the best time making this vlog. And thank you so much for watching. I'm going to spend some time around Inverness, and I've got another vlog planned, so you'll find out what it is soon. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
If you're one of my channel members on screen, I want to say a massive thank you for your true support to the channel. It means a lot. Thanks for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you like my content, please do consider subscribing, and if you can find it in your heart, please do join me on my channel memberships or Patreon.